Hey everybody, good morning. Today we're taking a look at 2 Kings chapter number 6. And if you remember yesterday, we talked about being able to get after God ourselves and how Jesus has made a way that we can get to the Father ourselves, that we don't always need to get other people or people in charge, the leaders of the church, to go ahead and pray for us. The power is within us to do it ourselves. And we see here in chapter 6, we see here that a bunch of Syrians came to capture Elijah, and Elijah's servant said, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And Elijah knew that he could talk to God himself. So what does he do? The first thing he does in verse 17, it says, and Elijah prayed and said to the Lord, open his eyes, meaning the young boy, his servant, that he may see. Then the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, a mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elijah. You see, Elijah went straight to God himself. Elijah didn't say, go get me the priest in the church. Elijah went straight to God himself. He can do that. We can do that. And then we see in verse 18, so when the Syrians came down to him, Elijah praised to the Lord and said, strike this people, I pray, with blindness. And he struck them with blindness, according to the word of Elijah. And then Elijah went ahead and led them down to Samaria and prayed for the blindness to go away. The blindness went away and stuff like that. But the point of what I want to get at is that we see here Elijah was just a man like us. Okay, Elijah had his own problems. He was not perfect. He was not Jesus. He was just a man like us, and he knew that he could just pray to God. He knew what the will of God was because he had that relationship with God. As a matter of fact, his relationship was so good with God that God revealed to him what other people were praying. God revealed to him what was happening in other people's bedrooms. Let's take a look at verse 12. And this is after the king of Syria said, all right, who told the Israelites where we would be? And they said, nobody's betrayed you. Verse 12, it says, and one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king. But Elisha the prophet, who is in Israel, tells the king of Israel the words you speak in your bedroom. You see, that's how close Elisha was to the Lord. He had that personal relationship that was a two-way communication constantly. The Bible teaches us to pray without ceasing. It doesn't mean always walk around on your knees going, oh dear Lord, oh dear Lord. No, that means have constant communication with the Lord. Constant understanding. See, I want to take a look at Matthew 6, verse 10. This is the model prayer that Jesus said, when you pray, pray like this. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You see, the Lord wants his power. The Lord wants his love. The Lord wants him, the Spirit of himself, to come through in fullness on this earth. But we are the ones who are restricting it. We are the ones who are not letting the full power of God. Why? Because he works through people. God works through people. And he's looking for people that are so close to him that they will know his will at all times. God's looking for people that are so close to him they can hear his voice and they listen at all times. You see, sometimes, we talked a couple days ago about the Lord is sometimes you don't see him, sometimes you don't hear him. Sometimes all of this isn't. That's where faith comes into play, is that he wants people that have so much faith that they know God will not fail them. They know God is there. You see, Elijah right here knew that God was there, but his servant didn't. And the Lord and Elijah said, please, Lord, just open his eyes and let him see. And he did. And he did. God is looking for people to bring his kingdom to the earth. God is looking for people that want the kingdom of heaven and all of what is going on in heaven and the power and everything of who God is, his might, his knowledge, his wisdom, his love, his compassion, everything of who God is and what God is in heaven, he wants to bring to this earth through you. Is your personal relationship hindering that or helping it to advance? Have a super day, guys. I love you all.